Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. The slant.
Yeah, but isn't this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version.
All right, Paulie, let's go.
All right, listen, y'all. Just go ahead and let the guest play. Come on, jeez. That's better. Where'd I go?
What's happening, everybody? It's Paulie on a special live Latino slant. It's Thursday that we're doing this. Thursday midday. Our buddy Mr. H is not having a live stream as he normally does around this time. So we were able to get in here, and Tom Connors from Midnight's Edge is going to join us, going to join me. Also, Clobbering Time's in a minute. So while you're here, thank you. Smash the like. Help us out. Get this out to more and more people. Hopefully, too, Script Doctor might be able to join us as well. He's finishing up his stream. So what are we doing today? Why are we doing this? Okay, there is two big articles that came out today in Empire Magazine. One on Blue Beetle and one on AHSOKA. The AHSOKA one is pretty lengthy. So the Blue Beetle one, I got to read the full thing, and I said that I would come on live and read it with you guys, which is what I'm going to do. And there's also some new promos and some news updates. Nothing too earth-shattering. And honestly, the Blue Beetle article is pretty harmless. This is kind of my follow up on why the knee-jerk reaction to calling Sholo, woke and all this woke ideology. I think we need to be kind of mindful of our knee-jerk reactions, especially when you're, taking a quote out of a quote from a half of an article. Well, we have the whole article here, so that's what's going on. But before we start, let's say hello to our friends that are hanging out. Of course, Fletcher Williams is in the back, helping me produce the show. Farnsworth is here. Pete DeCant, Doc Fortune. What's up, Doc? Good to see you, man. Six. Closer staying on. Mojin. What's up, buddy? Clamor Times is going to be here. Titan. Hello, Titan. Numbers. Okay, so that's where we're at, guys. Let me grab some water. As people pile in, I don't want to start. Hey, Hank V. I don't want to start yet. I'm going to bring Clobbering Times in a minute. On the channel, I did a few things. I turned about 20 live streams just to members only, like the past 3 months of live streams, just for the members. I also took down yesterday's live stream. I clipped out a couple of really good segments. One is up right now on Flaming Hot, but the Flash spoiler review, I want to save it for a couple days, and then I'm going to drop it as its own segment this Sunday. I think that's fair. I was like, maybe I spilt the spoiler beans a little too soon. So that's what's going on with that. But what we have up is some reviews of films from this past week. I was at Transformers last night. The night before, The Flash. There is a non-spoiler review of The Flash. And then Flaming Hot. I've been pushing Flaming Hot a lot. That review and mini interview is up as well on the site. So if you're new to the channel and hanging out with us for the first time, I cover a lot of ground. All those movies and IPs that we kind of follow and kind of moan and all that stuff with what these studios are doing to them. We cover that, but then we cover a lot of Latino film, music, and arts. Also, too, we cover a lot of social and political issues pertaining to Latinos. And so, of course, there is a kind of news that's made the news on state assembly makers, lawmakers in Connecticut have approved the use of the words Latine and Latinx. First, they weren't going to use it. Now they are. That is a whole, just that's just a ball of mess. That's a ball of mess. That video is up. So we cover a lot of good ground. I just wanted you guys to know that in case you didn't. So it's good to have people here. Let's bring in Clobber and Jams. What's new, buddy?
Hey, buddy. Thanks for having me on, man. It's been a while. Good to see you. Hello there in the chat. Sixie's here. Yay. Hello, everybody.
I mean, I feel like maybe it's because I listen to you guys on Mead, twice a week. I feel like it hasn't been a long time.
Well, since we've hung out and talked about this kind of stuff anyway, yeah.
Since you've come on to the slant. Yeah, I get it. Yeah. I get that you're trying to distance yourself from me, and I get it, man. I see what's going on.
Yes, I don't like you slant people, I guess, all of a sudden. Whatever.
Even though you're the original slant people.
See, I like rock people. And us rock people and us slant people just we collide, we just clash, man. We just don't, mix, I guess. Orange rock people.
But
it's good to see you, bro. It's good
to see you, man. I've been covering this whole Blue Beetle stuff for a couple of years now.
Oh yeah.
And I always bring you in when talking about kind of comic book lore. So can you give the chat and the audience watching just a quick rundown on the history of Blue Beetle up to Jaime Reyes? That would be great.
Sure. The original Blue Beetle first appeared I think it was 1939 or something like that. He was Dan Garrett. He was he found the scarab thing, but he really didn't have any great superpowers or anything like that. It gave him abilities and stuff. But anyway, that's from the Golden Age. He went through several transformations in the 40s and 50s, but in the 60s, Charlton Comics started up, and Steve Ditko created the second Blue Beetle, which was, of course, Ted Kord, who was a character who didn't have powers either. He was more of a similar type to Batman in a sense. He used technology to fight crime, and he was a rich guy and all that, very similar. And Ted Kord, was the one I grew up reading a lot. I didn't really see much Dan Garrett, who actually went into the public domain later. And Ted Kord, the Charlton heroes were all absorbed by DC in the 80s. And he got his own title again in the 80s, meaning the Ted Kord Blue Beetle. And he was Blue Beetle until around 2005 or 6 in a book called, I believe, Infinite Crisis. Keith Giffen and somebody else, Cully Helmer or whatever, created a new one because shortly after the death of Ted Kord, he was murdered by Maxwell Lord. And Jaime found that scarab again, the one that originally was found by Dan Garrett in the Golden Age. It was, I think, Kord Industries had it or something or other. And that was when they retconned the alien origin or aspect of the scarab that Jaime wields. And it formed a bond with him. And from there, that's your basic start of how Jaime got started. In other words, it's the scarab that was discovered in the Golden Age. But we find out it was retconned later in 2005 when he first appeared that it was of alien origin. And it forms a bond with him, as you know. It's like a symbiote type deal. And
so Jaime, this iteration of Jaime, I mean, he hasn't been around that long compared to the history of this, but yeah, he's been around and definitely been around before the modern times. So what's your take on the comic books, collectors' general, reaction to Jaime Reyes as a character?
At that time, listen, that was around I want to say 2006-ish, 5, 6, somewhere up in there. I had just started getting back to DC. I had stopped reading DC for a long time. And Infinite Crisis by Jeff Johns, and a couple other books that kind of got me back into reading some of those a little bit. But I never read his title that much. In fact, I didn't read his title at all. I saw him in that comic, and I think I told you before, my first exposure to Jaime, because I had not, just no particular reason, I guess, because I was a Ted Cord guy, so I didn't really want to pick up any, it was really no more serious than that. I just didn't want to. I hate that they killed Ted, so I wasn't going to pick up any new. I'm one of those old guys, I don't want to read any replacement type thing, but so I had really nothing for him one way or the other. And then he appeared on the first episode and many other episodes of a cartoon that I dearly love called Batman the Brave and the Bold. And I really got to like Jaime. I mean, I thought it was, again, I found him interesting. He was a fun character. He really held his own, again, obviously they're going for a Peter Parker type thing where a young hero just finding his way in the world, that sort of thing. And this concept of the Reach, which is where his power comes from, his scarab comes from, was also, even though derivative of a lot of different things that have gone on in comics for years, was pretty interesting. So I actually warmed up to him on that cartoon. I never really went and read his comics that much because I was kind of out of, by the time that cartoon had rolled around, I was kind of out of DC again. So that's just me. But I like Jaime because of that cartoon mainly. Yeah.
So you've seen when we've reacted with this production, and what just your take on the casting of Jaime. What's your feeling on that?
I'll tell you what, however the movie pans out, I think that's a great casting. Granted, I've only seen The Young Man in one thing, a show that we both like a lot. I love Cobra Kai, so I've only seen him in that, I think, if I recall.
Yeah, really anything significantly. He was a child actor as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah,
he's terrific on that show. And when I heard, it's one of those castings, like when I heard they were casting, I almost like, for some reason, go, well, there's no one else they could get, right? I mean, who else would you? Not that I knew of anybody. I'm sure someone else could have been good. I'm not saying that. But when I heard it was cast, it's like, but I clicked, oh, well, that makes sense. Whether the movie's good or not good, that's an excellent casting. But sometimes it happens, once in a while, someone will be cast and you'll go, huh? And then they turn out to be good, maybe, right? Other times, once in a while, someone will be cast of a fictional character, and you go, oh, well, that makes sense. That's perfect. And that's what this seems like to me, because he's really, really good actor.
Well, let's get right into it. There's some new promo updates, and then we'll start reading the article. And I saw these on the director's Instagram, Sholo's Instagram, and of course the official Blue Beetle. Word has it that the next trailer, which probably be the final trailer, or at least the second trailer, is gonna drop next week. To go before the Flash when it's in the movie theaters. So
someone told me they saw a Blue Beetle trailer before something else the other day. Well,
I think some of this is in there.
Might be a new one.
Yeah. So let me see. Is there any sound here? I don't even know if there's any sound. Can you guys see this? Yeah. Okay. So let's see. I don't hear anything, but I don't know if there's supposed to be sound.
No, I can't hear anything.
So, okay, well, obviously, there's Blue Beetle, there's Jaime in the back, the love interest, there's Susan Sarandon, the family. So it's really a little bit of everybody. I did see an image of what looks like to be the bad guy. Right. And
I was wondering about that.
Yeah, I was like, it looks a little generic. I wasn't too excited about it. And there's an exclusive we're gonna read from that some people were having a hissy fit over. Trailer tomorrow. Oh wait, no, this is old. Okay, so this is
able to share with you guys.
This is Becky G, and I reported on this a couple days ago. The singer,
from the bottom of my heart.
Let me see.
So
I think this is where I saw. Going to be. All right, here we go. So Becky G is going to be the voice of her. So
the villain or the scarab or what?
The Scarab, right?
Scarab. Okay.
So, but I think you're gonna get an image here of that villain,
A little bit more about Kashida. Check this out.
Kashida.
Host acquired.
Listen to me! You got the wrong guy! I'm a nobody!
This is going to be fun.
What is going on? The scarab shows you Hyman is trying to become one with you.
Watch and learn.
How'd you do that? It wasn't me. It was just a suit.
That's the baddie.
I don't know. It's not Blue Beetle.
Yeah, that's obviously one of the. That's from what that looks like. It's one of the Reach.
Okay.
The beings that the armor comes. I don't know if they. By the way, I don't know anything about the movie, so I don't know if they're using the Reach or whatever. That may be some piece of technology from Cord Industries. That what's her name?
I'm thinking that
Susan Sarandon, who was the character in the comic, was his Ted Cord's uncle, but that's obviously Ted Cord's auntie or whatever. That may be from some kind of piece of technology from Ted Cord. I'm just spitballing, don't know.
I'm thinking at the very least, it's a Cord Industry tech.
Yeah,
and then like they got this kind of like red kind of like bullwhip.
Yeah, that could be. That's probably what it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if the Reach are even going to be in this one, but
okay. Well, then that's Red Beetle.
Could be. I think there is a Red Beetle, so that's probably who it is.
Right.
One of his baddies or something. Again, I don't know much about Jaime's Rogues Gallery or anything, but that could be what it is.
Well, and apparently Becky G has done voiceover work in the past, so it's not a stretch. It's definitely an interesting choice. I think some people weren't too crazy about the voice of the Scarab, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Let's play this one more time, and then we'll get
She's
to the.
Pretty. That's for sure.
Oh, wait a minute. Be nice if you could hear it. Here we go.
Host acquired.
Listen to me! You got the wrong guy! I'm a nobody!
This is going to be fun.
What is going on? The scarab shows you Hyman is trying to become one with you.
Watch and learn.
How'd you do that? It wasn't me. It was just a suit.
Do you understand now?
Oh, yeah!
All right, Klobby, what are your thoughts there?
It looks pretty entertaining to me. By the way, I think that probably someone's probably right. That's just some different take on the way the Red Beetle's supposed to look. I don't know, but anyway, so I don't know. I think it looks pretty cool. I mean, that just doesn't show us much, but I guess we're going to see a lot since it's coming out in August. I guess that you're right. The Flash will be the time for the big trailer.
Yeah, I saw the Flash, and that was at some private screening, and the word was that the Blue Beetle, I guess, final drop or second.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What do you guys think of the chat? And then we're gonna get to the full article. Joshua Hammond, Blue Beetle, voiced by Will Fredley from Batman Beyond. Okay. You're talking about the Scarab voice, not Jaime. But let me know.
I think he's talking about Batman Beyond the cartoon, which
right.
So did the voice there. I don't know who did his voice on Brave and the Bold. Maybe he's talking about Batman Brave and the Bold.
Mm-hmm.
Was he on Batman Beyond? That's weird. He was on Young Justice, and he was on Brave and the Bold.
Mexican Iron Man, member of the channel, and thorn in my side. Blue Beetle gives me Namor vibes from Wakanda Forever. Rant warning.
Wow, I don't think it could be that bad, dude.
Absolutely at this moment in time, I absolutely disagree with you.
Yeah, I don't get that vibe at all. I mean, even if it's not good, you can't be that level bad. And it doesn't. There's a thing. Namor is so far off from what the character's supposed to be in the comic. It's ridiculous in that movie. Where Blue Beetle looks like the character.
Well, let's just entertain Mike for a second, because I know he's doing this because part that's how he feels, in part I know he wants to poke the bear. First of all, from the trailers that I've seen of Jaime and the Blue Beetle, his character's likable. Namor was never I didn't like.
Yeah,
I did not like Namor in Wakanda Forever.
no, it's not
I
likable.
thought it was like terribly acted. I thought it was stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not getting that at all yet, Clobby.
Oh no. I mean, look, again, we love Mikey and everything. I mean, that's not to say the movie won't be the worst thing ever made or the best, or it won't be the best thing ever made. But it doesn't give me that kind of vibe at all. I mean, he's going to be, even if the movie's not as good, when he's so affable as that character, he won't be the problem. Maybe the story or something, but I mean,
Doc Fortunheim is really good in Young Justice. I want to rewatch those, man. Tony Reyes, what's up, Tony? Can't wait for this movie.
Hey,
D-Bud, what up? Blue Beetle without Booster Gold is like a day without sunshine. Tell us about that really quickly.
Well, the Ted Kord Blue Beetle in the 80s joined a group called Justice League International when they restarted that title, and he and Booster Gold, I'm sure you're familiar with Booster Gold, became best buddies, and it became like a big deal where they were just not a couple in that way, you know what I mean, but they were a team, they were a duo, they were always fun together. They're some of the most fun comics have been done with them. And after Beetle was Ted Kord was murdered by Maxwell Lord, it is true that he later Booster did become friends with Jaime, I think. Not comics that I read much of, mind you, but he did become friends with him, I believe. So I think D-Bud is probably referring to Ted Kord in Booster Gold rather than the other, but who knows? I think they did become friends.
Fair enough. Jaime G, Voltaic Blood is here. A superhero, whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, the reluctant superhero for a while there.
Yeah, is that something is that Jaime Reyes' thing in the past?
Yeah, he didn't. It's not like he stumbled across, like a lot of superheroes. He stumbled across, or it happened to him. That he didn't. It's not like Batman planned it. Yeah, even Superman never really planned it. He just ended up being sent to Earth. Or Spider-Man didn't plan to get bitten by a radioactive spider. It kind of thrust upon him. Usually they become it accidentally, and so in that sense, it's sort of like a Spider-Man thing. He gets the powers. He certainly didn't ask for them. So that's his oldest trope in the Bookman comics.
Sure. I think people are running with this and using it against the promotion and marketing of this film already. Along with some of the things that the director said in the past, and Sholo is saying in this article coming up. But people are going to be doing what they want. And speaking of people doing what they want,
Tom.
What's up, buddy?
Tom E. What's up, man?
Oh, you guys got
my mic was muted.
I know.
Mic.
How you feeling, man?
I'm awake. How are you guys doing?
Really good. We're gonna get through these, and anytime you want to chime in, then we're gonna get to the big article. All right. Good to have you here.
Good to see you, dude.
Farnsworth, how will the BB fit in the new DCEU? That might be a good question for Tom.
He's like an also Rand, as far as I know. There's some rumors going around as far as who pops up in his movie, but I'll be curious to see if those cameos make their way to the end of the film.
Wow.
We'll see. If the movie does well, he has a future. If not, it'll be a one and done.
Yep.
Yeah, if it's just a surprise hit, he could come, end up in one of the other movies and then get his own later, So, yeah.
In Young Justice cartoon, there was a Black Beetle and a White Martian as Green Beetle. Okay, thank you.
And there was a Red Beetle in comics, but
all right. Are Paul and Ringo in this?
Yes. I don't know.
Sure, Brian. Blue Beetle voice and Brave and Bold.
It's called With the Blue Beetles. That's the name of the album.
There you go.
Boosh, I hope I'm wrong, but this feels like they will try and mimic the jokes banter that worked well in Guardians Volume 1, but hasn't done well since, i.e. drop a line after a serious situation. You guys get that?
This could be. I mean, again, that seems to be a lot of films emulating that sort of thing lately with superhero movies, but from the trailer, I just like it's just trying to have a sense of humor, but I don't know. It's not James Gunn, so
I get a little bit more of a Spider-Man vibe out of it than
Definitely,
So you-
definitely Spider-Man vibe. Were
Especially
you
with I'm not doing it. The suit is the bit and all that stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Tom. We haven't talked about. Were you, from the little you've seen, do you like Sholo in this?
So far, yeah. I mean, my whole thing so far has been just the politics they're trying to pile onto the movie before it comes out. It's like, let the movie come out, let it speak for itself. We don't need this crap. People going out there saying, you know, the first Latino superhero and all that kind of crap that's going around now. It's like, if that didn't work out for Shang-Chi, don't do it here.
Well, we're gonna get into that. Definitely,
yeah.
we're gonna get into that because I got the full article finally. So, Hank, Blue Beetle is a superheroes 90 has a 90s superhero movie vibe. I hope so.
Yeah,
that would be great. The episodes where he's helping the other runaways and the ones that introduce Apache Chief were awesome. Okay, thank you. Surprise hit? No surprises here. Jaime is the man. All right, Bonso. Jaime blasted a hole in the roof after mutating to a blue robot, and his family made wisecracks. I mean,
oh, no, he may not be wrong. I'm not saying he's wrong.
Yeah. I hope you're wrong. All right, guys. Here we go. I got the full article, gentlemen. Exclusive here. You have to be a paying member of the Empire magazine. Got the digital full article here, and would just like to go through it with you guys. And anytime you guys want to comment to my panel, please fire away. Move over, Ant-Man. Blue Beetle is here. Shola Maridueña on how his Latino superhero is changing the game. At a fancy dinner in August 2021, director Angel Manuel Soto surprised Shola Maridueña with two questions. Do you like steak? Do you want to be Blue Beetle? The following night, at the premiere of James Gunn's The Suicide Squad, the Cobra Kai breakout star walked the red carpet as the first ever Latino actor to lead a standalone superhero movie. Quote,
I love the hedging there. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, just the first, you had to add like 20 things. The first Latino actor to star in a standalone superhero movie in August in a year that didn't end with a 6. And
man, yeah. But okay, all right. But let's be fair, right? So far, this is not Sholo or saying
no, it's not his fault. No, like I said, they're the ones throwing it at this movie.
And the director, I do have problems with his past posts, political posts, but I get. I mean, listen, this is almost par for course with these magazines. I mean, they always got to find the woke angle. But let's read on. Quote. It was like an Ashton Kutcher style punked prank. Maridueña tells Empire about his whirlwind 24 hours. I was really taken off guard, but I'm so glad it happened that way. In the DC movie, Maridueña plays Jaime Reyes, a Mexican teen whose life is overturned when a mechanical alien scarab chooses him as its symbiotic host. A blue exoskeleton suit, a big crazy monster threatening to take over the planet, and a scarab-seeking nemesis in the form of Susan Sarandon in Sue. The significance of taking up a leading role that would mean so much to so many wasn't lost on... Oh, someone just broke a disc.
Save the pieces.
Yeah. Are you all right? Okay. I think she's all right.
I hope so. You might want to go check on her.
I know she didn't say anything. Why don't you take over?
Jaime,
go check. Yeah. Go for it.
Jaime Reyes. Where did he leave off here?
Can you see it?
Barely.
Oh, I can barely see it. We could just vamp.
I see the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yeah, I did see that. I can barely make that out there, but yes, he'll be back in a second. But hopefully everything's okay. Jaime is like, whoa, I'm going to be the Blue Beach. I mean, look, it could be fun. I think it's gonna be more of a fun film, so we'll have some of the wisecrack and stuff that seems to be a trend, the way they write these movies now. I mean, the superhero movies. Hopefully they won't go overboard with it. Everything all right?
Yeah, you know what kind of scared me is that when I walked into the kitchen, she wasn't there. I'm like, shit, she cut herself. So I ran to the bathroom, but she was just gone to get the broom and the duster. I was like.
Well, you got your man points. You have to go check. That's at least all that counts, you know.
Right, because I saw all the the plates. It's all over. Okay, so what do we have so far from this article?
I didn't read anymore. We couldn't read that tiny crap.
Can't
Gotcha.
see it from here. Yeah.
Oh, let me make
We're
a
too
good-
old for that, man.
You know what? That's my bad. How's this?
Just go ahead and continue wherever you
You're
left
good.
off.
Yeah, I'll read it. The significance of taking up a leading role that would mean so much to so many wasn't lost on Maridueña. Quote, the goal was to create a movie for a young me and a young Angel that said, hey man, someone who looks like you or comes from a similar background can be a superhero, Solo said. The second thing was to open up more doors for people like us.
I mean, look, I think the main problem is he's making it for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And it's this, what is this constant thing? Like, I'm not against it. You know, obviously we willed this casting into existence. You and I did, right? We sat here and we said that this is the guy that should play this role.
100%. 100%.
And it has nothing to do with other than he's, you know, the right person for the role. Why are you making it all about his race or his culture or his background or what have you? Because to me, it's I don't, race is not the same thing. But why are you making it all about his culture? Like, that's a big part of the character already. We know that.
Right.
So why are you making it all about that? Why are you throwing that onto this movie when it's already obvious? It just makes no sense to me. It's like, so you're trying to alienate anybody who's not Latino? I mean, I don't get it. Right? Like, that's what I kind of get from this. It's okay, so it's not made for me? Is that what you're trying to say? Was that? I mean, that's a problem with a lot of that. It's saying things like that.
So even if his intentions are good, we're just hearing a lot of that from a lot of different.
It's kind of a slippery slope of sorts in a way. Sorry, go ahead, Cloud.
No, I would say he's young. He's doing what the thing with the telling him to say, pretty much. Go ahead, Tom. I'm sorry.
Well, no, it's kind of the same thing with the whole Little Mermaid business and stuff, right? It's like, oh, if you're not for this, then you're racist or whatever. It's like, well, that's not even what I'm saying. It's like you're the one that's making it important about the color of their skin when it shouldn't even be, you know, part of the equation here.
He's making it sound like he's the first. This is the first time this character's ever existed.
Well, granted, this is the first time it's ever been done in live action,
on a movie, but still, he's been around a while. Yeah.
But yeah, and I'm trying to, you know, and again, I've pointed out there aren't a lot of Latino superheroes in the past. You know, we've joked about, you know, Victoria Alonso supposedly doing so much for Disney, and I always ask Paulie, well, which one's your Latino superhero?
Right. Right. I mean,
the most underrepresented group, I will admit that, but I mean, do you have to really call attention to it? Just do it. Right. That's the thing, is this incessant need to be the one to say, you know, we're the first, we did this, we did that. You do that 10, 15 years down the line. You don't do it when you're in the midst of doing it.
Or after it comes out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Let's move on. That's good.
Well, what kid, for example, Latino, black, white, whatever, 8, 9, 10 years old, reads a Spider-Man comic with Peter Parker or watches Superman or Batman and doesn't think isn't just as inspired and doesn't think they could be that? Conversely, what 8, 10-year-old kid, if they picked up a Blue Beetle comic about 10, 15 years ago and it was, or whatever it was, with this character who is like a white kid picks it up and he likes Jaime, he sees a superhero. He doesn't see the skin color. These people are obsessed with skin color.
That's what I mean.
Like
when you're a kid, like anybody can dress up as Spider-Man. It don't matter who you are.
Right.
Right. Like that's kind of the point. You can like somebody or relate to somebody regardless of their background. And that's what I miss in movies is them.
I miss that in life.
You know, yeah.
Sure.
Just living the lives and not pointing every obvious thing out all the damn time. Now, granted, the movie itself might not even have a bunch of that in it. Like, that's fine. But this, again, is the same kind of thing we've seen time and time again when they try to sell a movie on this virtue signaling factor. It never works out for them.
Nope.
I'm gonna save some of my argument points a little bit down the line, but you guys bring up some great points. The similarity between Maridueña and his character isn't just skin deep. He may not have faced off against a villainous Sarandon. On the contrary, the pair are seeing Rocky Horror Picture Show musical together when he's next in New York Oh, good luck with that, Sholo. But the actor, who comes from Mexican, Cuban, and Ecuadorian descent, says he knows how to play a person who, in spite of hailing from a hard grafting family, grafting, I looked up, it means hardworking. It's an English slang. This is Empire Magazine, by the way. Struggles to get ahead in a world built for Bruce Wayne's. Quote, as fun as it is to get into this superhero world where everything is dialed up to 110%, the conflict and the narrative that these characters are going through is something that I've related to, he explains. Jaime at least gets his own answer to Gotham. With the film set in the fictional Palmera City, Maridueña explains how Soto and writer Gareth Dunet Alcocer cooked up a setting that had the heartbeat of their favorite Latino cities. Quote, it sounds like Miami and it has the smells of Barcelona and a sense of community that is something like the Boyle Heights here in Los Angeles, he says. We wanted to create a city that has all those different beats and colors and really kind of make a place for me to feel home. Blue Beetle began development well before James Gunn and Safran's seismic DC shakeup, but Maridueña hopes that there is life for his history-making superhero beyond his debut. Quote, if we get one movie or a trilogy and effing fold this into the Justice League shit, we're ready for the whole nine, he laughs. For me and Angel and the team, we kicked ass with this movie, but it just depends on numbers. Of course, Maridueña didn't come here to predict the future of DC. He just came to eat steak and play Blue Beetle, and he's fresh out of steak. All right, there you guys have it. What do you guys think?
Well, he's got a good attitude about the character, at least. I think he's excited about it, and I don't know, man. I'm cautiously optimistic that it has a chance to be a good movie. I'm game with it, and I think it could be good. I'll give it a shot. Tom? Sorry.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely check it out. I mean, this is one of the few that it didn't feel like when it was first announced it was going to have any weight to it as far as like having to see 12 movies leading into it or setting up 12 movies after it. It was meant to be an HBO Max movie, so at the end of the day, I had very little expectations going into it, and I was happy to see some of the casting. Some of the casting I'm kind of meh on, but
yeah.
Other than that, I'll give it a shot.
So, well,
and also I want steak now.
I just ate right before this. I got to be honest with you in reading this whole article. I mean, it's nice to know about the mix of the city that Jaime is going to hail from, but really, to me, there's nothing more than Xolo's excitement.
Yeah,
he believes that it's a kick-ass film, and obviously he wants it to be part of the bigger DC world, but he's like, hey, it's all up to the numbers. I did not get a lot of woke ideology from him. Help, if I'm wrong, let me know, Tom.
What was that? As far as you didn't get any what from him?
I did not get a lot of woke ideology.
Oh, woke ideology, yeah. Not from Xolo, but this director, like you said, has me a little bit more worried.
Yeah.
But again, this is marketing, right? Like this is part of what they do now, and I don't want to give him any excuses. I'm not going to give him a pass. But I'm also not going to jump to any conclusions yet until I see something in the trailers that really makes me flinch or worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to get that because it's going to be a new one next week. Absolutely.
Wasn't there something in one of the other trailers that made everybody kind of, I can't remember now, but it was something, what's his face said. The George Lopez line, Batman is a fascist. Oh, yeah. We still don't know the context, whether it was dumb to put it in the trailer, but it could have been a joke. It could have been to show his character being an idiot. I don't know, but it was dumb to put it in the trailer. Well, look, we know that Mexican Iron Man, and I've just sent you the invite. If you want to rant, come on and rant. Can't stand George Lopez and feels that this is a super woke ideology so much that he tagged me on a thing from Bounding into Comics, which I feel like, listen, you're gonna do what you're gonna do, but I don't see the reason to go after Xolo. To me, it's more of this director's problematic and the way they're marketing this film. And here we go, right on time.
$5.
Yeah.
Mexican Iron Man. Mexican Iron Man. I am the first non-white Latino to be a producer for Latino slant and mid-slant
The first.
that lives in South Carolina and wears a sombrero on days that end in Y.
Exactly.
Yes, he's not lying.
Touche,
It's
Sal.
all the importance.
That's
of the
all that
things.
matters. I bought him a sun hat for his South Carolina house.
Nice.
Actually, me and Romy picked it out. It's a great sun. That's a great sun hat we got for him.
Get in here, Mike. Get in here, Mike.
I mean,
Come
he
on.
does have a point that I'm stretching to try and think of the actual last. Oh, never mind. Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
right over my shoulder, but I'm not bringing up Miles.
I was joking, obviously. Like, it's like, again, you're not Christopher fucking Columbus. You're not discovering anything. If anything, I'm going to let go of my gripe in the Spider-Verse films that they've almost completely ignored one side of his heritage, but you said they do make up for a little bit in the second film.
Yeah. No, it's.
But that being said, this idea that he is the first, Latino superhero, not quite. First leading, yeah, I suppose. I guess I'd have to go back
first
and
leading DC, yes,
in a movie.
live action.
Nowhere near the first character,
which is sad that Namor should have had his own movie first. If you're going to do that kind of a thing with that kind of a, that they did, but yeah.
But I think what's different with Jaime
is how they did it in Black Panther. I mean,
right. I think what's different from all those in Jaime is that Jaime's just a Mexican American kid.
Yeah.
That gets this power. That has not been, that could be very interesting. So I'm looking forward to that. And
I think instead of comparing or trying to bring up all this stuff about him being Latino and whatever, I mean, you can mention the fact that, he has a very strong family base and all that kind of stuff. Things that hint to that, but don't necessarily say, oh, it's all because of that, right? Like, that's the thing that I'm getting at is like, these things are relatable to anybody. They are it seems like they're trying to tunnel who they're trying to market these films to. You would think they would want to try and find things that people would relate to on all sorts of levels. Like, sure, it's a Latino family, but it's a family nonetheless. Everybody's got a family, right?
But Tom, both can happen at the same time. Both can happen at the same time. Like, I believe totally what you're saying. But
you could say we're celebrating this side of it, but it's also, don't make that be the end all be all because of like what Mike's saying here. This whole idea of it's the first solo run superhero movie. It's like, who cares about that part? Just tell us how fun the character is. Right.
Sure. But again,
that's
a lot of that is
about.
press. A lot of that is a press and media. I like what Sholo was saying, that I made a film for a young me. I have nothing wrong with that. I think it's great because I get it, but I get your argument. But you have to have say. You can't just have it just for one segment of your audience. It has to be for it to be a success, right?
That's what I'm getting at.
Correct. And thank you for that super chat. Any other super chats?
My point is, okay, just so you kind of
play this quick little video. For Mike, thank you so much. And you're always welcome to get on in here with these chicas.
Well, I was just going to say, he's comparable to Spider-Man. It would be like if somebody said, I wanted to make a Spider-Man movie because I grew up in Queens and I lived with a single aunt who raised me. It's like, who cares? Like, that's not what the story's about at the end of the day. It's like, I get what you're saying, but like, you can celebrate it, but don't make that the end all be all of what this is about. Because they don't do that to white characters really. So like, that's my point.
Yeah. Well, you can't hedge all your bets on it. It just doesn't work. So, I mean, I saw that, but I can be excited because of the similarities of the connection, but I'm not going to be blind to it just because it's up there, which is the case with Namor. If I was just blind to the fact that, oh no, it's a brown skinned guy that looks and sounds like me and my people, it's great. That's stupid.
Yeah. That's my only thing about that, Paul. You know, when I was a kid, and you know, I'm old, so when I grew up as a youngster watching superheroes and reading them, it's true that the majority of them were white. But even as a kid, I didn't think, oh, he looks like me. Now, again, it's a different time. I understand that. And yet, but also when I would see a black superhero or whatever, Hispanic, whatever it was, if they were cool, I loved them. I didn't give a crap. And then, of course, I loved the Falcon and I loved Black Panther. But you're right, there weren't as many Hispanic characters back then. So doing more now, getting them out there, it's fantastic to give them movies and stuff. I just don't want him to say that a kid like a kid that looks like him, as he says, will have any difference enjoying that superhero than they would of a superhero of any other ethnicity. Just enjoy superheroes and don't be all hung up on what looks like you or not. That's a bad thing that's going on in the world right now. People are hung up on who looks like them, and who you know, like we can't as if you can't relate to somebody unless they look like you, quote unquote, which we all know look like now what that means. And I just think that's not good.
Neil says, as a fan of Jaime Reyes, I'm looking forward to the movie. Hank V, Mexican Iron Man should be in the George Lopez role.
Yes.
That would be funny.
I would much rather watch him than George Lopez. Yes, indeed.
Yeah,
Monkey Jeebus, they should have gotten the guy from Breaking Bad, Tuco Salamanca, for the uncle. I'm getting not a lot of George Lopez fans here in the chat. Sholo doesn't seem to be rocking the boat, to my knowledge. Well, you know, let's just assume he's you know, a very progressive, you know, Hollywood type. I've seen a lot of his interviews. I find them to be a well-tempered young gentleman, so who likes to entertain people. It's a very likable person and very likable in his acting. That 70s rock fan. Can we get Susan Sarandon of the Rocky Horror era?
Yeah, that'll take Janet.
Atlantic City, baby.
Janet. Woo.
Doc Fortune, I like this kid and want him to succeed. I think the director is effing nuts, though.
Yeah.
There you go.
Fair enough. And again, he is a kid.
That's fair.
He's a kid, and he seemed like a really nice kid.
Yeah. I think Mexican Iron Man has something against Sholo. I don't know why he's so mean on this kid. You got to remember, man. Mike, he's only like 21.
Oh, yeah. He's a baby. Come on. Be nice, Mike.
Tony Reyes, wasn't it the same for Black Panther? What do you mean? Tell me again. Boosh. Unfortunately, Tom, this kind of wording happens in movies where that's all they have. Finally, Hispanics can see themselves as the hero.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, go ahead.
No, I'm just agreeing.
Sholo's a good...
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was going to say the first Hispanic DC hero was El Dorado on the Super Friends cartoon. And when I saw him, I thought he was pretty cool.
Yeah,
you know, shirt off.
I have something to say about that, and you know, and then
but
we're gonna wrap up the.
I didn't understand.
No, I'm with you. I'm with
cool.
you. Sholo's a good actor, so I trust he will do Jaime Reyes as well. I already think he's done Jaime Reyes very well, way better than Namor, way better than Namor. Can the filmmakers just let a movie speak for itself and not pile all these things onto it? Just let us watch it and enjoy. Monkey Jeebus, our generation was taught to ignore skin color and race. The new generation uses it for equity because they are corrupt. Speedy Gonzalez was a Latino superhero. Six.
The coolest.
Was pretty cool, man. Thank you, Six. Thank you, everyone in the chat, hanging out with us on a special live Latino slant. As I promised, I said once I get the article, I would read it to you guys if you couldn't get to it. And there is an extensive AHSOKA article that we're going to read as well, which will sure to infuriate some of us. But what was I going to say? You know what I look forward to? I almost dare. I dare any actors who are of, you know, different ethnicities. I dare you guys in your next press junkets, pushing a film, whatever it is, while you're doing an interview, to not use the words equity, diversity, inclusion, representation.
Oh, never gonna happen.
If you could do that, that would be amazing. Also, too, I'm waiting for all the firsts to happen, because then we come back. It's like, well, you were the first black elf, and now what?
What's next?
Yeah, what's next? What's next? I'm the second. I'm the second Mexican Iron Man.
Oh,
Triple dog there. Yeah.
Oh my God.
All right. Let's go. Let's jump. I'm gonna jump back in to Empire because their AHSOKA issue was out, right?
Oh. A New Hope. What is that from? Sounds familiar.
Oh boy. Exclusive to Empire Magazine.
Do I have to?
You can
Yes.
go if you want. I don't want you to go. There is only one.
Mexican
Iron Man.
Mexican Iron Man.
Mexican Iron Man. Okay, Mexican Iron Man.
Oh wow. 6 has some stuff on you.
Thank you, Mexican Iron Man. Let me see. What do you got here? Has everyone seen Paulie's nipples? I have screenshots. Oh no, trigger words. Oh no, triggered by words. Same as PC crowd. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. I would say so. It could happen. It can happen. It happens both ways.
Yeah, triggering.
Midnight's Mexican Iron Man. Nice. All right. Here we go. Let me take this off. Take it off. Take it off. All the Jedi has been slaughtered. Well, nearly all of them. Now, animated icon AHSOKA is headlining her own live-action series. Welcome to the revolution. Always two there are. No more, no less. A master and apprentice. It was 2005 with the release of Revenge of the Sith. Former Padawan Anakin Skywalker had been fried to a crisp by one mentor and turned into a mechanical maniac by another. He and Obi-Wan Kenobi were no longer compadres, but soon we would get to see Skywalker brought together with a brand new hero, and this time he would be the master. Quote, I want Anakin to have a Padawan, George Lucas told Dave Filoni. Did he?
Did he? I remember hating that when they first gave him a Padawan. I'm like, why does he have a Padawan? He's not even a master.
I thought he hated AHSOKA.
I don't believe that. No, he didn't. Dave Filoni, no. He may have let him do it, but
well,
he wanted him. He wouldn't. He wanted him. George wanted her dead in the Order 66 deal.
Yeah, he's.
Hey, Tom, can we get a George Lucas line impersonation? I want to have Anakin to have a Padawan. Can you say that? Sort
of. We're gonna give Anakin a Padawan.
It was just a few months ago. It was just a few months on from Sith's premiere, and Lucas and his then fledgling director were working together on animated series Star Wars: The Clone Wars, set 3 years before that film. And just like that, Ahsoka Tano was born. It was taking Anakin, who was young and brash, and giving him responsibility, says Filoni, now of Lucas missive. What? Lucas missive, okay.
Whaty?
Now of Lucas missive. I think it's like in English,
no,
like yeah.
Lucas missive? Is it like a submissive to Lucas?
Yeah, I guess so.
That's not how the Force works.
That's how the Force works. He could learn that she could protect and defend herself and be a strong individual, and he didn't have to be so overprotective. We pitied We pitted her between Obi-Wan and Anakin. That was something that George had laid out, and then I developed. Wow, he's really throwing. Is he throwing George under the bus, or is like just giving him too much credit?
I don't know.
Filoni,
Maybe a little both.
it's hard to say with that.
Yeah.
Weird.
He's full of baloney.
Oh, that Filoni. Of course, over the course of the Clone Wars and its follow-up, Star Wars Rebel, Ahsoka, voiced by Ashley Eckstein, the franchise first alien lead, a Tortuga, two Gruta from the planet Sheely, and one yielding two lightsabers, transformed from an impulsive and immature Jedi to a highly skilled and thoughtful warrior. An instantly iconic addition to the Star Wars family. And with time...
They are some revisionist fucking historians there. Because
Yeah?
let me tell you a little story.
Please.
Ahsoka was probably one of the most hated characters outside of Jar Jar Binks for a while there until the Clone Wars got into its
I
groove.
never liked her.
In fact, I remember that was one of the few times I felt ripped off by George Lucas is after I walked out of that Clone Wars movie and I'm like, what the fuck did I sit through other than a pilot episode? What the hell was that? And it was full of nothing but junk. It was so bad. And the worst part about it was snips. And that was the last I ever saw of Clone Wars. End of discussion. And that's the reason why, because that freaking movie was so bad and she was so annoying. Now, granted, I know the show got better and people enjoyed her character down the road. I know she has a following. But Filoni is feeding into this idea that she's always been beloved. No.
No. Not at all.
No, 6. That you're just trying to. No, I disagree with that. No.
6. I'm gonna say.
And I didn't know you were the arbiter of what a fan was of Star Wars. I guess that's the thing. I hate it when people claim that they know what makes a fan and doesn't make a fan.
All right. Back to your corners. Let's read on. Over the course of the Clone War. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, Conic War. And within time, Filoni began thinking of Ahsoka's next move. This has been in the works in some form or one another over the course of 10 years, says Jon Favreau, creator of The Mandalorian and a producer on Ahsoka's upcoming solo show. To have Ahsoka in live action is a story that could stand alongside all the classic Star Wars cinema. Was something Dave wanted to do. There you see Rosario Dawson getting her kicks as Ahsoka. 18 years after the creation of the character, everything is proceeding as Filoni has foreseen. Rosario Dawson is Ahsoka, having at first embodied her in an episode of The Mandalorian, and then in the Book of Boba Fett, and now in the franchise's first live-action show to grow from an animated series, Ahsoka. Quote, I love how confident she is, says Dawson of the character then and now, explaining her appeal. She's not fearless, but she never hesitates. She's so willing, but she does have worries. She does have the stress, and she's gone through a lot of anxiety. She has some... sounds like my cousin. She has some really tough crises and traumas in her life. I really dig how complex she is. Even her moments of just finding her way and butting heads and being stubborn and being wrong, having to deal with the pain of what it is when soldiers are dying under her command. No wonder the character has endured. There's a lot to unpack with Ahsoka. All right, that was a lot, gentlemen. What do you guys think?
I never liked her. That's all I got to say. I sort of like Rebels a little bit, so they got characters from Rebels on this one, so I don't know if I'm going to watch it. They haven't made a good Star Wars show yet for me, really, so I don't know.
They have managed to take one of my favorite actresses and put her in a character role I could give two shits about.
Oh, yeah, because she is great. I love her, man.
I honestly don't care. Especially after what they've done through Mandalorian. Like, let's be real. Okay, to be fair, if Mandalorian hadn't shit the bed in the last season, I probably would care a little bit more about this. But at this point,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
like that's kind of where I'm at.
Yeah,
I have
that's
nothing to go into this
That's
with
fair.
other than Rosario Dawson. That's not enough for me. I'm not that big of a fan.
Really fast, guys, before I lose a valued member. Although, I mean, are they really that valuable if they're giving you a hard time?
Yeah, who needs all that stress?
That 70s rock fan has been a member for 2 years. Woo,
Yeah.
woo, woo, woo. And he's a general, highest level, my man. Everyone knows that Peter Parquois is the only real Spider-Man.
Is that French Spider-Man?
Yes,
Parquois.
I am Peter Parquois.
there may as well be. They got every other kind of Spider-Man.
I'm going to spin my web all over you. Yeah.
Oh,
Whoa.
6 can't
Done.
believe you got him. You got
Done,
Tom.
Mexican Iron Man.
Yeah,
Done.
there you go.
Yeah.
I didn't know that you and Six had a history disagreeing on this character.
I can't believe Paulie got Tom on the panel to talk about this character.
Did he not just send you the link? But you need to get some sleep, it sounds like, Six.
But here's the thing. I'm throwing this one after the Blue Beetle. So, you know, this is what does Culture Casino call it on his ridiculous morning shows? Bonus time.
Bonus.
This is boner time.
My problem with it is this: when I first saw that Clone Wars movie that they made animated, actually at the theater, believe it or not, I don't understand why Anakin needed a Padawan. It made no sense for him to have a Padawan. It was stupid.
He was such a wreck to begin with.
Yeah,
Why would they give him a Padawan?
I'm watching that movie, dumbstruck. I'm like, wait a minute, he's got a Padawan? He's not a master. So how do you have an apprentice if you're not a master? It was stupid, Dave Filoni, and it was your idea. Don't blame it on Lucas. Lucas done enough crap. Sorry.
All right, let me get through this article a little bit more,
Sorry, Tom.
gents. No, you're doing great. Filoni was once an apprentice himself, a regular Star Wars fanatic who had cosplayed as Jedi Master Plo Koon at the Revenge of the Sith premiere shortly before becoming Lucas's Padawan. His history as a storyboard artist and director for animated series such as King of the Hill and Avatar: Last Airbender made him the perfect choice for Lucas, who handpicked him to build out Lucasfilm's animation studio from the ground up. Lucas would instruct Filoni in all the ways of Star Wars storytelling, directing, and more, and AHSOKA was their secret weapon. Tom, is any of this true?
What?
I mean, I
Indeed?
guess you could say that George Lucas groomed him a little bit, but other than that, no. I don't know. If George really wanted Filoni to be the end-all, be-all president of Lucasfilm, he'd have been the end-all, be-all president of Lucasfilm. He brought in an outsider named Kathleen Kennedy instead. I mean, now Dave Filoni, he has worked his way up. He's got this new, well, it's not new. He's had it now for almost 2 years. Position at Lucasfilm where he's basically the head of creative now. So, yeah, as far as the position he's in, he is in a very powerful position. I don't want to fight about this later, Six, because we're talking about Indiana Jones.
Woo, I love it. I love
Yikes.
it. Hey, this is a question though for you. Wasn't she killed in a deleted scene in episode 3?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Yeah,
I know
well,
George's intentions
allegedly.
was she was not supposed to live on. Yeah.
I mean, was it? What was it?
Ahsoka? I don't think so.
Ahsoka Rebels? Didn't they show her living through Order 66?
Yes, she was in Rebels.
What he's referring to is there is some deleted scenes of other Jedi getting killed that aren't in the movie, but I don't know if
Well,
she's.
Ahsoka's in Rebels, I can tell you that.
Okay.
No,
obviously
from
not
episode
right.
3. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know, but that's the thing is that's where Filoni pulled his baloney and had it to where she was in use the what do you call it to stay alive during all that business?
The Netherworlds?
Whatever it is.
World
that
in between
void.
worlds. The
Yeah.
The veil or whatever.
veil.
The veil.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope everyone's having a good time. Over 40 people live in the chat. Smash
was
the like.
shock.
Thank you guys
Shock
so
tea.
much. Special Latino Slam
Special.
Midnight's Edge After Dark.
Tonight on a very special,
Very
Latino
special.
Sled, Paulie and
Where-
Tom talk
where-
about their feelings.
Where we don't read that 70s Rock fans fucking membership chats.
Tonight we come out about how much we truly can't stand 70s rock fan on a special
Why did-
Latino Slant. except for
All
clobber
those
times.
Poor sheep.
And when Paulie takes off his shirt, he becomes the Latino slut.
Oh,
There you go. Make 6 happy. Take off your shirt. Become the Latino slut.
He drives
There you
6
go. There you
wild
go.
with his Latino nips.
All right, here we go. But the jump from animation to live action is not necessarily a safe bet.
That sounds like either a snack or a racist slur, Clobby. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going for both. You know,
Latino nips.
you can,
Latino
you know,
nips.
I wanted it to be versatile with that one.
Well, Latino nips
Now
are
in spicy flavor.
spicy flavor, but low calorie.
Yes.
Yes,
Health
low
food.
carb.
Low carb.
Sorry. Anyway,
Oh, Jesus Christ, man. Dude, the chat is like having a ball.
so to speak.
Where was I? My biggest challenge was there was a whole bunch of the audience that know her and a whole bunch that don't, Filoni said. She has one foot in the Star Wars, and that's a lot of people know her because of her connection to Anakin. And yet she's all new and can go in on her own direction, in her own way. I think that makes her an interesting bridge between what came before and what's really possible. So what happens next?
What next is she and this character here from Rebels will be the bestest ever. And so they got two ladies from Rebels on the show with her.
I mean, I do like the casting, but you're probably right.
Yeah, I liked Rebels a little bit. Some of it was okay toward the end, especially, but it wasn't the greatest or anything.
Yeah. When Ahsoka was first introduced in the Clone Wars in 2008, she was reckless, prone to mistakes. Rebels saw a more mature version of the character, one who's been through trials and tribulations that saw her leave the Jedi Order and temporarily abandon the fight altogether before becoming a powerful leader in the Resistance.
Well, look who trained her. So yeah, good.
No, she basically left and turned her back to everything. Gotcha.
Yeah.
But she's the best. Having been somewhat on the periphery of the show for a while, her fleeting but thrilling appearance in the finale's final moments teased a new journey, one in which she would be at the forefront. And for that, both she and her co-creator would need to evolve. How the fuck is she going to be alive during A New Hope? It's just baloney. It
Did
didn't
not
really
do anything. That's the thing that bothers me more than anything is she's
and not do anything.
Not even involved. And that was the whole point again. And this is where Filoni doesn't understand why George wouldn't allow him to have this one thing, is because it's canon breaking. He does not have an apprentice, or don't you think that apprentice would do something, you know, when he becomes the worst murderer in the galaxy? I mean,
right. Nah, she's too busy. She's got other things to do.
Member chat by Mexican Iron Man.
She has to stay home and wash her hair.
True.
We have a member chat from Mexican Iron Man. Hold on there. I got to put this up.
AHSOKA.
Okay.
Oh,
Mexican Iron Man says, Filoni is a beta bitch. If Filoni was a Jedi, his name would be Darth Simpus.
Yes.
Blue diversity one. Damn.
Wow.
You know, you're mighty opinionated by that keyboard, buddy. You have the invite.
Yeah, get on here, man. Blue diversity beetle. That's just no. Come on, man.
That's pretty funny though.
It is.
That is pretty funny. Okay. Even at a time I did the Rebels epilogue, I felt like if I go forward with this has to be challenging in another way, Filoni says. And the challenge was going to be, oh God, you guys are going to be really pissed, to be live action. I wanted to resolve these things about her, but I wanted to do something new with it. But before Ahsoka was ready to cross over, Filoni needed to make sure he was ready too. Lucasfilm president Kathleen Kennedy knew of my interest in live action and was looking for a way for me to make that jump. So she would get me on a set because I was not trained at all in it. And I'd sit there and I'd watch J.J. Abrams, Rian Johnson, and Gareth Edwards.
Wow. Oh, that's nice.
True story. True story. Mexican Iron Man is not a YouTuber.
Likely story.
That debate will never end. No one gives a shit about I mean, boy, you're sitting on their sets. Wow. Another member of the Star Wars Directorial Council. I didn't know there was a Directorial Council, Tom.
Really? Wow.
Favreau. Together, he and Filoni developed The Mandalorian, which turned out to be the perfect proving ground for Filoni to test his live-action abilities by directing the pilot episode. But even then, Ahsoka was never far from Filoni's thoughts.
Of course not.
I'm Filoni. I'm just always thinking about Ahsoka.
I bet he was.
I had to dive into making Mando, but I always had a secondary eye on this, he says. John knew very early on when we were developing Mando that Ahsoka was on my mind to bring in as a character. So he and I
God, listen to him simp. Holy crap. My God, man. He's like, this whole thing is meant for, she's the key to all of this. It's everything Ahsoka, Ahsoka, the end of all, be all, Ahsoka, Ahsoka. Actually, he doesn't even sound like that. It's more like,
I'm glad to finally bring Ahsoka to the screen. Ahsoka's so wonderful and awesome. She's the bestest ever. Yay, George Lucas said I was so smart when I made Ahsoka because he was so happy that I made a strong female character because he never had any strong female characters in the Star Wars before. Never.
Never?
Nope, never. Not even Princess Leia. Padme who? Ahsoka. I mean, doesn't her name just sound awesome? Ashoka Tano. Makes me hard.
Wow. Wow. Thank you, Dave Filoni, for being here with us.
Thank you, Dave.
Oof. Oh,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
Tom, you were possessed. In 2017, Dawson had retweeted fan art of herself as Ahsoka, adding, yes, please. Hashtag Ahsoka lives, and word got back to Filoni. The tweet led to a meeting, and the fan casting became real casting in 2020, inhibiting the character for the first time in the Mandalorian second season. Dawson was beside herself. I have pictures of me jumping up and down and freaking out, and then trying to play it cool when I was first doing costume fittings for the character, she says. Filoni was, it seems, even more excited.
Better you
Oh
are.
my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, you're great. Oh my God, I know, oh my God.
Oh, yeah. Gee, wait, he was excited by Rosario Dawson sending him pictures. I can't even, why? I'm sure.
No, they're both there at the fitting. I don't know why Filoni's there, but
right.
They're both there at the fitting, and he's more excited than her. And she's
yeah.
already jumping up and down, so can imagine old boy jumping up and down. All right. Where are we? From day one, from one day working with Rosario, it was like, okay, she's Ahsoka. I don't have to worry about that. Filoni said, I really wanted that experience of having someone embody the character right in front of you. Every take is different. Every take brings something new. When you're used to all planning, all the smirks, the smiles, blinks, all the minutia of animation, it's a wonder. It's a wonder to watch an actor inhibit it in the moment and bring it all. It's a special kind of magic.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That Mandalorian episode, The Jedi, written and directed by Filoni, saw Ahsoka team up with Pedro Pascal's Din Djarin to defeat an evil Imperial magistrate and save the city of Calodan. It was a moment so significant that Lucas, who seldom visits Star Wars sets, wanted to witness it himself. It felt so special and so legit and so real to have George be there, Dawson recalls. And it felt really nice in this birthing of Ahsoka on screen in live action to have both of my creators there. There was a really excited energy to it all, to all of it. And George sprinkling his magic dust on it felt like validation and approval. For Favreau, who took the internet-breaking photo of Lucas holding Grogu on the day, there was a special satisfaction in watching Ahsoka's inventors interact on set. George comes in, and he's like this martial arts teacher, he remembers. How many setups do you get? You're not shooting fast enough. He would give Dave a hard time in a very playful and caring way. He has nothing but tremendous care and respect for Dave. Sure. I think he sees Dave's creative life as an extension of the relationship they had. And there's Dave Filoni. And in this penguin's outfit.
Isn't she beautiful?
What's that?
Isn't she beautiful? I got a hockey thing on there. See, I'm cool like a dude.
You're a penguin
I'm not
fan.
wearing a cowboy hat for once. I'm totally acting like a real boy.
But why are you wearing a mask and you're trying to direct?
Oh, I don't want to give Ahsoka the COVIDs.
Oh, shit.
Oh, my God. The COVID.
Look at the look on her face. Like, I'm not taking my eyes off of this.
It's a dream come true, guys, to make this show. I'm so happy for the show.
Creepo Filoni. Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Oh, boy. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Is that book strategically placed there or something?
I just can't even anymore.
Yeah, that's all right. But the all too brief live action appearances in Mandalorian and the Book of Boba Fett were enough. Ahsoka demanded more. It was sort of this promise that was hanging in the air, says Dawson, because it wasn't just that they were shooting that day. If this went well, it was potentially doing this for a long time to come. It did go off well. Proof positive that Ahsoka could just be as winning in live action as she was in animation. Ahsoka is a unique balance between old and new. And doing the one episode with Rosario felt strongly about what she brought to the table performance-wise, so I was very excited at the opportunity to make the show. So now Ahsoka will continue her story on a bigger stage, providing a chance to explore her complexities like never before. I love it when you play a character like Ahsoka, who's such an expert, so capable, but there's still room for growth. That's where you find her. That's where more evolution. There's more evolution to be had.
God, he loves to sniff his own farts, don't he?
Well, I mean, I think it's more like, he was like, when do I get my Ahsoka? When do I get my Ahsoka? Is more like it.
Well, he got her.
Yeah.
Proving what I've been saying for years. This has been his goal the entire time.
Right. And there's nothing wrong with that, though. There's nothing wrong with that. Just, but this is just kind of flowery. I mean,
I disagree. I find it a very selfish endeavor at the end of the day.
Well, it's all selfish. What are you talking about?
The Mandalorian, I didn't find. I mean, that was
Favreau trying to give as far as wanting your projects to be done.
Pushing right. But no, I'm just talking about how he puts this character on a fucking pedestal.
Yeah. No, I know you guys feel like that. Yeah. And I see a little bit of that here. Well, maybe a lot of it. Maybe a lot of it.
Yes.
I mean, if Ahsoka had a dick, he'd be slobbing on that knob.
Oh, Jesus.
He couldn't. That's right.
Super chats. Welcome back, Tom.
nice.
Salute those gents. Alejandro Montañez for $1.99.
Hey.
How about this? $5. God, you guys make it so hard just to lurk while I live.
Well, Jesus. I mean, he couldn't polish that pole harder if she was a man. I mean, geez.
70s Rock Fan, $5.50. Thank you, sir. Great to see the ultimate YouTuber, Mexican Iron Man, in the chat with us amateurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We learned
Membership chat. Read by nature. I got faith in Filoni's heir to the Empire knockoff Ahsoka's the star and Luke is cameo at best. That's not Heir
I don't
to
know
the
if Luke's
Empire.
going to be into it.
No,
That's not Heir to the Empire, though. That is
not Heir to the Empire.
Not Heir to
Not.
the Empire. I read those.
Crap.
But she
books
said
in
the line in the
90s.
trailer. She said the line in the trailer, dude.
I know. Flamin' Hot comes out tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
$1.99. Antonio.
Now, is that going to be in
Alejandro.
theaters only, or is that streaming as well?
No. It's only on. It's on 2 channels, Hulu and Disney Plus. First time ever that they're releasing a feature film on two the platforms. Congratulations, Alejandro.
Actually, they did that to Avatar this week. It's on HBO Max and Disney Plus.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, that's not an
So
original
second
movie.
one.
This
No,
is
not original. This is an original. Yeah. No, I'll check it out though, but I'll watch it on Hulu just to make
watch
Disney
on
Plus
Hulu.
mad.
But Alejandro's in it, bro. Alejandro acts in it. Yeah, he's pretty.
Yeah, I know
funny.
you've been talking about it for a while, so I want to check it out.
Alejandro,
Monkey Jeebus,
congratulations.
why do I have to make it gay? I always make it gay. That's my secret.
And thank you for those super chats. Let's go. We got another one for you. Here we go.
Fabulous.
Thank you, everyone, so much. When will this article end?
We can give up any time now.
I'm no Jedi. It's one of Ahsoka's most feted lines, said in retort to her master turned Sith Lord Darth Vader in the heat of the battle in Rebels. But it's also an indicator of her current mindset, though she behaves like a Jedi. From a lightsaber wielding acumen to her selfless nature, what happened to her former order still weighs heavy on her mind. She's a wanderer at this point, says Filoni, and it is in a lot of ways wary of any organization as such because of the power that comes with it as a group. When Ahsoka begins, she's somewhat adrift. She walks a path that basically died out a long time ago, says Filoni. There aren't many like her left. There shouldn't be any like her left.
No, or not many.
Yeah,
not many.
There's the Obi-Wan and Yoda. So
Right.
that's a lonely thing. I mean, she would have gone back together with Obi-Wan and Yoda if she was there.
I can see a few of them surviving, slipping through the cracks. I mean, I don't think there should be just 2, but
she's so close to the main characters.
Yeah.
She's way too close to the main characters.
Right. Kanan kind of made sense because he was younger.
Kanan? Yeah.
The guy from, but not her.
So it's a lonely thing. What is that life like? If you're a loner, you have a very small circle of friends. What is it like then when you try to open back up? Oh, God. Those attempting to get Ahsoka to do just that will be familiar with fans of Rebels over the course of 75 episodes, totaling 31 hours. The show followed the found family, Ezra Bridger, Kanan Jarrus, Hera, Zeb, Sabine, Wren, Chopper, their adventures, blah, blah, blah. Jesus Christ.
Didn't somebody say Zeb appeared in one of those Mandalorian episodes this year? I didn't get him see him, but they say he did, but I don't know. It's Ray Stevenson.
Let's rest in peace, bro.
Yeah.
I do want to see this. I mean, that being said, I'm going to see this show. I like Rosario and I love Ray Stevenson, so there you go. Let's jump ahead. Grand Admiral Thrawn had been waiting patiently. He was originally created in the trilogy Star Wars novels by Timothy Zahn between 1991 and 93. Over the 2 decades later, though, Filoni adapted the character for the final 2 seasons of Rebels. That was not Thrawn. That was like a goofy Thrawn cousin. Sweetheart. Thank you so much. Romy just brought some water.
Good.
I read Heir to the Empire when it came out, and I respect the work that Timothy did. You better. That stuff, the Heir to the Empire is way better than anything you created, Filoni.
Yeah.
And now
you know why she brought you some water?
What?
Why?
You know why she bought you water? Because you went and checked on her.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
That works. Good man.
When you be a man, they treat you like one.
I didn't know I was going to get man tips from Tom today. I appreciate that.
It's like he's been talking. He might need some water.
Yeah. When it came to bring Thrawn into live action, Filoni and Michelson decided to abide. If it ain't broke, don't fix it rule. I'm not losing the voice, but I am tweaking into live action, said Michelson. When you do an animated character, there's a whole melodious approach. When you're there in real person, that would just be slightly too much. That's another reason why to see it for me. Accompanying Thrawn with some dastardly allies. They include Diana Lee Inosanto's Morgan Lisbeth, the evil imperial magistrate from the Jedi, who returns with a score to settle after being bested by Ahsoka in combat. All right, we're gonna go to the end.
Not
go.
Heir to the Empire.
Yeah, none of it's Heir to the Empire. Here's a diversity paragraph. I'm surprised it's not the beginning of this article. For another, the galaxy far, far away has also never been more diverse. From Diego Luna in Andor, Pascal in Mandalorian, Jodie Turner-Smith in the upcoming series The Acolyte. Star Wars feels more representative than ever of its multicultural fan base. That looks set to continue in a major way with Ahsoka. You definitely feel the magic of it, says Dawson. Our diversity is our strength.
Is it though?
That's a line right out of the PC handbook, man.
Yeah.
That's a line right out of, that is a bad line. That is like an old PC handbook line. Being able to step into and relate to a protagonist that looks different to what we've normally been served over the years, you can see how hungry people are for it. I take it very seriously. I'm very grateful. I'm sure you are, Rosario, but you're playing an orange alien.
Yeah.
What is going on here?
Oh,
what is going on here? Guys,
man.
it's 8 episodes. It comes out in August. Let's go to the last paragraph. Playing Ahsoka in her own show has been a thrill. Getting the opportunities to embody her more and more. Collaborating with everyone as things have shifted and developed and progressed has just been amazing, she says. I feel like I'm still at the overwhelmed level of it all. If anything, it's only ramped up. That same sort of excitement that I saw on people's reaction videos to her inaugural Mandalorian appearance is how I keep feeling every day when I look in the mirror and I get to do what I get to do. That's nice. I like that. The character's finally getting her full due. Filoni's dreams come true, his co-creation forging the future of Star Wars. He and Ahsoka are both ready to showcase all that they have learned and then some. These are videos to see. They're suggesting watch these before you watch the show in August. From past
Super Ahsoka.
What's that?
Super
Ahsoka. 4
Ahsoka?
animated appearances to get you hyped up to get you.
Okay.
Super Ahsoka, yeah.
Oh boy.
I mean, listening to our friends at Midnight's Edge, Tom and Andre, Doomcock and Cameron Pasha, this all could be very outdated very soon. A lot of these things are saying, guys. What are your thoughts on this article and this future of Star Wars going on television-wise?
I think I'll take a look at it when it comes on. I guess if I still even have the Disney thing, I don't use it much. I don't, just because it does involve Rebels. Out of curiosity, I'll probably sit through it. I mean, I'll sit through the other garbage they've been making called Star Wars, and I guess I could sit through anything. And I do like Rosario, but how long I will, I don't know. But I'll give it a shot. That's all I can say. Not really super pumped up about it. I don't know about you, but we'll see. And sorry for the thunder you're hearing, if you can hear that in the background.
A little bit. Tom? Is he gone?
I heard the thunder.
Sorry. Like you called down the thunder, and now you got
it.
Clanton.
What am I answering now? I heard the thunder. That was the last question asked.
Are you looking forward to or what do you think? Thoughts on Ahsoka?
Thoughts on Ahsoka, but also two thoughts. That
I've already pissed off 6 enough, man. You really wanted me to be in that big of a Come on. No, I don't have any desire to see this at all. I'm done with Star Wars. I've been done. Honestly, at this point, Paulie, I'm not sure there's anything they can do to get me back into. Okay, maybe like a young Yoda series. Like I'd love to see Yoda kicking some
Why would
ass.
you
when
want
he's
him to
younger.
ruin Yoda too?
No, I'm joking. No, there's
Yeah,
nothing they could really fucking do at this point.
I hope
Short
they
of
don't
We
do
need
that.
George to confirm these comments. Where's George?
I'm on a beach. Drinking Diet Coke. Eating SpaghettiOs. You know, living my best life. All you fucking nerds.
Leslie Hennon said George Lucas is a
I got
misogynist.
money.
That doesn't have the key. Leslie's calling you a misogynist.
Dollar bills, y'all.
And you don't understand Star Wars, George, anymore. Leslie Hennon is lead on Acolyte. That's all we need to know.
You know what? I just get to
Sure.
hang out all day. Do naughty stuff with my wife. And
Smoke weed every day.
that's right. I'm a G. George.
George of the Jungle.
Is Dave Filoni using you as cover for his bad decisions?
Yes. He thinks he's my apprentice, but guess what? He's not. He will never be a master.
If it's true, it shows that George Lucas is not the end all to be all. That's from Willie.
Well, I think the fans have made their choice.
Yes, they have.
You're not bitching about Jar Jar now, are you? Mic drop.
Just got some news from Cameron Pasha's Patreon. Some Star Wars news, in fact. I'm not going to bring up the page, but I'm going to read from it. These Lucasfilm idiots will never stop trying to create chaos in the fandom. And their latest psy-op just hit the fan sites, with people claiming that Alden Ehrenreich is returning as Han Solo and Dave Filoni's heir to the Empire. Now, there's been sources confirmed a lot. Everything has been put on hold at Lucasfilm. So again, Tom, I go back to like a lot of what this says in this article in Empire. A lot of this is just could be outdated really quick.
I mean, really, like 30, 40 years from now, are we really going to be talking about this era of Star Wars still? I mean, the only reason we still talk about the sequel trilogy is just because of how bad it is, and we're still dealing with Kathleen Kennedy. It's like I have a feeling once she's out the window and we're past this stuff, and if they're fortunate enough to make some decent Star Wars post this era, maybe it'll live on. But at this point, I mean, it has been destroyed. I don't know if there is any putting it back together at this point. I don't know. I mean, it's still a viable entity. I'm not going to say it's not, but it's pretty lifeless at this point. And I don't know if this will be an era we ever really look back on in the future. You know, there's a lot of movies just in general, not just Star Wars and shows and stuff, that I just don't think are going to live on very far past this era at all.
I mean, it would be unprecedented if they were to get it sold, and whoever takes it in a complete different direction back to its original direction, that this past 10 years would be forgotten. That would be nice.
Yeah. I mean, and frankly, there's not much I can see happening, because I mean, Mandalorian was kind of like your last chance, your last gasp.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the fact of how they screwed around with people's emotions with that.
Yeah.
Frankly, I think people have had enough. You know, I mean, there's going to always be some diehards, and there's going to be some people who might give them a chance, but they have eroded what was arguably one of the biggest fan bases in history now. So, yeah.
Yes, indeed. Shame.
Well, I think it's going to be a real shame if they ruin Heir to the Empire, even by using its name. Because it's like that really, sticks it to the OG EU people.
It is kind of an FU to the OG fans, exactly.
Yeah. And once they've soiled it, it's not like you can get another shot at it. Someone else is going to come along and do it right, and that'll never happen.
Oh, and this is kind of dangerously close because it's using these characters, especially with Thrawn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, just enough to where they won't try it.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, because then they had thrown away, right? Because Larry Laird said, like, threw away Lucas's treatments for the sequel trilogy throughout the EU, then said there is no source material for Star Wars when there was dozens of books.
Yeah. It's sad. It's vandalism.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, I think we're done. Want to thank you guys.
Stick a fork in us.
What's that?
Stick a fork in us.
Get some steaks. I'm all out of steaks.
I don't have any steak.
No, I gotta marinate some stuff. I got to grill.
Nice.
Romy brought some pork chops and chicken yesterday, so I gotta get.
Oh man,
marinated. Yeah,
I'm talking about right there.
Yep. You guys, what's that, bro?
It's a man's job to cook that meat.
Right on my grill, right outside.
Nice.
Yeah, what's with you and the man tip today?
I don't know. Maybe I should start a man tip channel. Just the tip.
Just the tip.
He-Man Woman Haters Club.
No, you don't want to hate no women. God damn.
That's for the Little Rascals. You don't remember them?
Yeah, no, I remember.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
Willie the Monkey King's Music. That guy's always changing the name of his channel.
Yeah.
He's been a member for 9 months. Sadly, let me bring this up. Sadly, new Star Wars is going to limp on. Young people turn to anime for what pop culture inspires them. It's the OG fans.
Yeah, it's pretty much the size of it.
Wait a minute. Who bring life to it, even hate. What?
Only your hatred can destroy me.
Gotcha. I want to make sure I got that right. Yeah. Okay. It's the OG fans who bring life to it, even hate. Thank you.
Even when they hate it, they bring attention to it and stuff like that.
No, I'm not. I changed it 3 times. Well, don't change it again, Vato. Shit. Just leave it. Leave it.
Oops.
Weren't you forget. I don't want to get really call yourself whatever.
Willie's monkey.
Don't fucking call yourself a Willie X.
That's crazy. I like it.
Yeah, Willie Latinx. All right, guys, we're out of here. It's been great. I want to thank Clobbering Times, Tom and Midnight's Edge. You guys have a show later on today?
Yeah, Midnight's Edge After Dark at 6 Central. I don't know if I'm going to be on Pro's show or not. I haven't heard yet, so we'll see here. But other than that, yeah, I should be on Mead later on.
Who? Pro?
WDW Pro.
That guy talks too much. Him and Valiant. Who else? Yeah. Those bozos just love to hear themselves talk. I like them though.
Oh yeah, they're great guys. Great fellows.
I'm gonna go start my grill up. Thanks to you, Paulie. I got some brats.
Okay. Emilio Orozco, if you guys have some time, watch Where the Track Ends. I promise you'll like it.
There you go. Never heard of it.
Where the Tracks End? What is it? A movie, TV show?
A little bit more.
Emilio, gotta give us some more, Vato. Come on.
Info there.
Truth. I'm telling you, man. Valiant and DW Pro, like the spray, right?
Yeah, that was. I gotta admit, that's what I thought when I first heard the name.
Those guys love
WD-40.
hearing themselves talk. And what's up with Valiant doing a ladies' night? It's called Toxic Femme.
Does his
Stop
wife
it,
know?
Valiant. Stop
Does his
it.
wife know?
Don't bite. Don't be a biter.
Ooh.
No one likes a biter.
I'm not even gonna go there.
I know. That's why I'm doing it.
Oh.
It's a movie. It's on
What?
Netflix.
I have to bite something? Did anybody bring any pillows? I'm Dave.
WD-40 Pro.
Star Wars makes me cry. I'm so happy.
Movie on it.
AHSOKA.
We're gonna watch Where the Tracks End. I don't know. That sounds kind of.
What is Where the Tracks End? What is that?
A movie on Netflix.
Yeah, but
There
let
you go.
me see Where the Tracks End.
Probably
Where
in the woods somewhere.
I know where the sidewalk ends.
Where
I
the
think it is.
Tracks End.
In another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. Wonderland is bounded without imagination.
Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. Rural Mexico, teacher Georgina is determined to make a difference in the lives of the young, bright students she educates in a rail car classroom. Oh, God.
Yeah.
How does she teach these kids?
I mean, I watch it, dude, but you know what, Emilio? I watch it, okay?
Julissa likes it.
You say it's not. Listen, it's all right. I'll watch it.
Paulie doesn't
Julissa
care.
says it's good.
There you go, Julissa.
I got you. All right, check out Midnight's Edge After Dark tonight.
Yes. And, I'll be
I
at
should
9
be there.
p.m. Also,
Go ahead, Clive.
obviously at 9 p.m. I'll be doing the clubhouse with Raquel and Mark D.
Nice.
Thanks, son. Yes, sir.
Speaking of ladies,
Yes.
you should bring on Irene Skralatsky, Renee Draws on the slant sometime. Who's that?
An
I have
artist.
no idea. You guys know who that is?
I think I've seen the channel before. I could be wrong, but I think she's an artist who has a YouTube channel.
Well, yeah, I got that part.
That's about all I know. Yes.
Okay, well, I'll look her up. Here's the thing, man. What's her name? Tabitha Dreams.
I don't know that one.
Tabitha Dreams. She's real pretty lady. She's on like Inside the Booth, a couple channels, but she paints. And every time I was like, hey, you should come on, be a guest. And she says, well, come on my channel and you can paint with me. I'm like, I don't want to fucking paint.
Paint?
Well, yeah, because she'll get like Drunk 3PO, all these different people.
Yeah. Oh, I got you.
And they'll do like a real easy.
But they have to paint.
Right. You got to paint.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want to do that on a live stream. How about Tom Connors paints?
Tom should do it, though. Yeah.
What do I paint? Will I paint you like one of those French girls?
Yeah.
Oh, here we
Or
go.
Teenage
We
Mutant
got some
Turtle.
information here. Comicsgate
Comicsgate
channel.
Yeah.
Oh,
Producing 2 comics right now in Indiegogo.
Okay.
Her comics called Fiendish. Okay, now you're making me feel like a jerk.
Nah.
She's actually, yeah. Haha, you should paint. Shut up.
No,
I'm not gonna paint.
don't say that. You'd be a fine painter, I'm sure.
I'll look her up, Christopher and Larry. I'll look Renee up. Let me get. Was it Renee or Irene?
I think it's
You just said-
RNIE.
Oh, Renee Draws.
Rennie draws.
Rennie Draws. Oh, Rennie Draws. Oh,
I
Jesus.
believe. You should paint. Okay. Have you been known to paint before?
I'm gonna look it up. As a little kid.
Yeah.
As a little kid. All right, we're out of here. I got closing credits here for you guys.
Good night, everybody. Or good day, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. Mexican Iron Man. all you guys are super chatted. Love you.
Come on, yo.
Come on, yo.
Come on, yo.
Come on, yo.
Come on, yo. The slant.
Yeah, but is this the unplugged version? I don't know. I think it's the unplugged version.
All right, Paulie, let's go.
I will have the Flash spoiler review will be out this weekend, Tom. Here on the channel.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah. Well, I'm telling everybody, not just you. I'm just saying, Tom. I don't know why I said Tom.
I was gonna say I already know everything that pretty much happens.
You do pretty much. You guessed it.
I've heard some stuff yesterday. If Loki wasn't pulling my leg.
Oh, I was talking to Loki about it this morning. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna go sit through it Thursday, I guess. Tom, you're not going, are you?
I don't have a vehicle.
No.
You still don't get your transmission fixed, man?
No, it's probably not gonna be till the 23rd.
Transmission is
yeah.
It's
Man,
between
no
waiting
joke.
for the part and getting the vehicle in, I guess. I don't know. So I don't know. I might figure something out. We'll see.
Not missing much probably, but you know.
I already know what happens.
Everyone's gonna want you to watch it though. You know how that goes.
Yeah, so that's kind of where I'm stuck in this rock and hard place. I was gonna go see Transformers, but
I saw it.
How was it? I didn't see a review yet.
I saw his head shake. That's not good.
Not good?
No.
Oh, that sucks.
It was decent. It was, you know, it was decent.
That
it was
sucks.
all right. It was all right.
Yeah.
You know, there was some cool stuff, but I was just like, you know, you kind of like seen it all before. It was
Right.
okay. It was okay, man. You know, it wasn't as good. Did you like Bumblebee?
Yeah, I enjoyed Bumblebee.
Yeah, it was definitely was not Bumblebee. And I'm not sure I hate it, but there was some pretty lame stuff to, you know. Yeah. You know, again, I go back to the last couple of weeks. Spider-Verse is my movie. All right, guys. Bye, everyone out there.
Buddy.